Okay. Good evening, guys. How are you today?
Good evening.
Good
Fine.
evening.
Mm,
We are
okay.
fine.
Okay. I hope that you are in a good condition and stay healthy and stay safe. Yeah. We know that we here is to make a podcast. And our topic is talking about the communication pattern that occur in WhatsApp group within the between the parents and the elementary teacher. So our analysis compare between the rural side and the urban side, and we decided that the urban side is a school in Surabaya and the rural side is in Jombang. So before we're talking more detail about our topic, our issue, so what if we introduce ourselves first? So my name is Dewi. My student number is 50.
My name is imroatul. My student number 032.
And my name is Aling Adil Alami, student number 023.
My name is Lutfi Nuraida. My student number is 012.
Okay, when we are talking about the WhatsApp group or WhatsApp applications, we know that WhatsApp is like a famous application that most people use it in nowadays. So we know that WhatsApp is more helpful for people in order to communicate each other or communicate with interlocutors. So then we have seen that the teachers, also parents and students is mostly use WhatsApp in order to that teaching and learning process right now. So we know that the situation is a slightly mess because of the pandemic of coronavirus, right? So then the Minister of Education and Culture of Indonesia substituted teaching learning activity to be online class or online thing. So it's inevitable, right? The parents' role here is involved in students' teaching and learning process because we know that students stay at home and the teacher, the parents is like a controller for the students at home, right? So, what do you think about that? Like the parents is include or involved in the teaching learning process of the students right now in online meeting or online class.
Yeah, I think the use of WhatsApp group is helpful for teacher and parent student to communicate during online class. As we know that the parent student will be like the guardians for their kids during online class.
Yeah.
And I expect that the parents will more contribute to this group chat, and I expect that we will find some language phenomena.
Okay, maybe others can add also. What do you think, guys, about this phenomenon? It's like parents' role is involved in the teaching learning of the students.
Yes, so basically, Ayu and I have conducted a study of the communication pattern among teachers and students' parents of fourth grade in elementary school Cadagayam 1, Jombang. Jombang is one of rural areas in the East Java. So they mostly, as Dewi said before, they mostly do communication through WhatsApp. This group consists of 73 members. The 8 members are the teacher and the rest are the teacher parents. I mean the student parents. And in the communication through WhatsApp, they use mostly two languages, which are Indonesian and Japanese. Regarding to this, we analyze what linguistic phenomenon are used within their communication. So, can you help me to share the character on screen?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So here we can take a look at the screen. This is the conversation among teacher and parents. First of all, I have found a speech act that happened in this utterance. According to Searle's speech as happened when the speaker performed their action via utterance. There are 5 categories of speech act, which are expressive, representative, commissive, declaration, and directive. So then, according to the utterance to this screen, the communication begins with greeting, like anak-anak sehat semua, nggih, or how are you student. Based on this, the teacher utterance can be defined as expressive act. According to Sir, expressive is speech act that express the speaker attitude or emotion toward the listener, such as greeting, apologizing, congratulation, and thanking. And from this utterance, it can be concluded the teacher has intention to express her attitude toward the member of the group, and this phrase have purpose to express the teacher expectation. So the teacher has expectation that all students are in the good condition so that they can follow the lesson from the start until the end. So that's what I found. Maybe anyone have found the same speech act as mine.
Yeah, I also found the direct speech act in this conversation. The teacher used direct speech act in imperative form, such as ask to the readers who are uh, parents or the students to watch the video. And in this chat, the teacher also has expectation and has expectation that the students will understand the material in this video in 30 minutes. After that, the teacher also used the direct speech act in imperative form, such as untuk tugas IPS mengerjakan latihan soal pada halaman 76-77. It is indicate that the teacher asked the student to do the assignment. It is usually happen in the offline class. Teacher usually explain the material first and then ask the student about the material, is it understandable or not. If the student is still quiet, it means that the teacher expect that the student have understood about the material. So the teacher will use direct speech act again to ask the student to do assignment. have you guys from the urban side found the similar pattern like this?
Yeah, yeah. I have some similar with you guys. Actually, I and Dewi were the observation in the WhatsApp group of Pakis Elementary School in Surabaya. And the same with you, I also found the speech act within the conversation. I found that who Dwi Pakis as a teacher mostly use direct imperative act to make someone, in this case the parents, to do some things. It can be shown in the first example. Maybe you guys can help me to share the example.
Yes, it's already in the screen.
The picture have already in the screen. Let's see.
Uh,
You can see that.
Can you see that?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Thank you for Dewi. We can see from the screen, from the first statement by Dwi Pakis, it shows that the sentence can be indicated as a declarative statement, where the statement is signals to the parents in the groups to fill out the whole form and tag the statement letters in Mrs. Rorosiva's house. This also indicates by the use of word mohon or please in English, which can be interpreted as a request for the group members. The use of word please by the teacher indicate that she expected uh, to get some things from the parents. And this we can also assume that by using direct imperative statement can be easier to understand by the parents. It can also show that the teacher has a power where she directly involve the parents to do so. Then I found not only speech act in the conversation, but also the politeness strategies used in the conversation. I found such the word mohon or please and the use of code mixing. Do you guys also found the use of politeness strategies in your analysis?
Yeah, I also found the partner's principle within the conversation and our object in the older side that you can show my picture. Okay, thank you so much for you. So we can see that the statement of the teachers, it is Mrs. Lee, that we can see that the statement is was that consists of the polite statement, right? So according to the Lee, 1974, Lee has stressed that the politeness principle is to minimize the expression of implied beliefs. So then, uh, within the politeness principle, there are two kind of. So the first is negative and polite, and the positive one. So we can see that this is categorized in the positive politeness because I think how the statements that construct by the teachers or Mrs. Dewey is consists of the polite statement. So then, yeah, it is a positive one. So according to the Lee's theory, also there are six maxims, which is to indicate the politeness principle. So it helps to investigate whether which one the politeness principle conversation. So the maxim are tag maxim, generosity maxim, the price maxim, the modesty, the agreement maxim, the sympathy, and the consideration maxim. So from the six maxims, so the statements of the teachers, the statement of these teachers, it is a indicated in tag maxim one. So the tag maxim the tag maxim is the utterance which have the functions of getting here to do something. So the statements that given by the teacher here is was that in order to give something like the parents to do something like collecting the assignment of the student, right? We can see that from the this second paragraph. So the teachers want to was that the parents to compile or to collect the assignment of the student into the document form, so that it make it easier to for the teachers to was that to look the assignment of the student. Also, we can see that there is a cut missing within the statement of the teacher. That is a maternal or a Japanese language. So how the Japanese language here is also show the politeness for the parents. So the teachers want to show the politeness one for the parents because according to the interview from the teacher say that the Javanese language or Krama Indo or Krama Halus, that is the level of politeness in the Japanese language. So it is show that that language it is to show the respect of the politeness for the interlocutors or the hearer or the responder. And also yeah, I think is there you guys also find out the same linguistic features that happen within the conversation that is caught missing in order to show the politeness?
Yeah, I agree with you that by using the Japanese language can show their attitude toward other. And in my analysis, I found that they also use such a unique call to address their group. I found that they use the term mama to address the parents, show their attitude toward other. This is because the group mostly consists of women, and apart from that, this is also a form of speech of respect to the other. Seen from the minimum esteem and discipline toward herself. And beside that, teacher, by using the term mama, also intended to get closer with the parents of the student. From what I have observed, I also found that the term mama only used to address parents, no, and it is not for the teacher. Yeah, maybe someone, do you guys have a different analysis for the politeness in the conversation?
Okay, I think it is interesting, but in my analysis, I also found that the use of code mixing is not only for politeness, but also another purpose. At my capture at the first, the teacher say that anak-anak said semua nggih. The teacher is actually insert the Japanese element at the end of her sentence, which is nggih, or this is the krama inggil of the Japanese language, and it is this sentence is considered as code mixing. And the code mixing that happened in the other has functioned to emphasize the previous statement of the teacher. That she hoped that all students are in good condition. So the teacher adds the Javanese element in her sentence to emphasize her Indonesian statement. I think that's what I found.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you that by using code mixing can emphasize their statement. In my analysis, I also found that even the statement produced by the teacher or the parents look like declarative sentence, but it is actually indicated directive or imperative sentence that still can understand each other. This can indicate that by using code mixing can easier for them to get the meaning. It is also shows that the teacher and the parents have the same assumption of the speech rules, and so then they can understand to each other.
Yeah, I agree with you both, Aling and Lutfi. So, can get back to my picture. So, the code switching here with using Javanese language not only to show the politeness but also to emphasize what the speaker wants to say to the others. So, you can see that back to the code missing. Mater nuwun sangat. It is a Javanese language is more polite because you know that from the second statement from the teachers we can see that the teachers want to show thankful or gratitude for the parents who have collected the assignment in the document form, so that this is one the teachers want to compliment the parents with using Javanese language because it's more I think teacher is about that. Yeah, the Japanese language is more moral.
Appropriate.
Yeah. Or yeah, appropriate. I think is there another linguistic features that you have analyzed within the conversation between the teachers and the parents? I think in the rural side.
Yeah, same as you guys. In the rural side, the teacher also used code mixing to show politeness, like this one, Inggih Mutinopo. It is like to the teacher want statement or accept the apologize of parents parents in politeness way. In my opinion, the teacher wants to accept the apologizing by parents in polite way, and she also apologized to the parents in Indonesian. It is because, as we know, both parents and student are fluent in Indonesian and Japanese, but not all of them can use in Kromo. But they try to use Kromo to show politeness. And in this chat, we know that both parent and teacher, with parent and teacher conversation is fulfill the requirement of cooperative principle, but sometimes the teacher sometimes teacher violating the maximum of quantity like this, but the message in this conversation still delivered clearly because, yeah, as I said before, they understand the language that they use. because they fluent in Japanese and Indonesian.
Yeah. Okay. I also found another linguistic feature that is a conversational indicator. And you back to my picture. Okay, thank you so much. We can see that when the teachers send or delivered the message for the parents, one of the parents respond with thank you or terima kasih Bu in bahasa Indonesia. We can see that this is have implicit meaning. So back to the definition of conversational implicator. So the conversational implicator is a direct or implicit speech act. What is meant by a speaker's utterance that is not part of what is explicitly. So then the statement of the statement of Sawas here is that implicitly thanks for the teachers who have sent the information about how to collect the assignment of the student, or maybe in my view, maybe these parents also show what's that so the credit for the teachers for the compliment. So we can see that in the second statement, matur sangat. So we can see that the teacher is very thankful for the parents who help collecting the assignment into the document form. So then might be this one parent who have collected assignment in a document form, so that this parents or this person is say thank you so much for the teacher for the compliment. So yeah, that is it is my view, and also it is my analysis. So yeah, I think I think you have done interview the members, a few members of within the group. So I think can you report or what the result of your interview, whether the teachers or the parents? I think. Mhm.
Okay, from the rural side, I and Ali have observed one teacher and one parent, and we found that both of them prefer to use Indonesian in formal context, and if they want to use Japanese, they tend to be used in Chromo. But the problem is not all of them understand and use Chromo, so they prefer to use code mixing to show politeness. And they believe that if we cannot use Japanese Chromo to in purpose to communicate with other people who is like other people who must be respected, we prefer or better to use Indonesian. Maybe Aling can add some result from our interview.
I think the parents is there is always parent that not familiar with the grammar angle of Japanese, so they prefer choose Indonesian to show her respect to the teacher and to communicate. So they have belief that Indonesia is the same. I mean, Indonesian language is the same as polite as the Krama Inggil. So they use Indonesia to communicate. Okay, I think that what I found.
Okay. From the urban side, I have interviewed from the teacher parents. They said that the using of Javanese language is a preferred use. I think it's preferred use when one of the speaker is also use Javanese. So when the speaker one is caught missing, I think including the Javanese language in the statement, and also the other speakers responded with a Japanese language. So it is depend of the speaker will have said. So and also Japanese language here is also based on the interview from the parents. They said the Japanese is also show the politeness or to respect the other interlocutors. And yeah, the Bahasa Indonesia is the language which all people know that make it easier to another interlocutor or another hearer or reader understand what the statement said is makes easier to the other to know what the meaning of the statement. So maybe we can edit.
Yeah, it's some with three statement that they using code missing. It can show their attitude toward other and also emphasize the statement they in their conversation, and also by using Indonesian language, it also the same with Japanese language that is also shows their politeness towards others. Maybe that.
So yeah, we got that between the rural and the urban side, there is not much difference, right? So they have a similar with that how to construct the statement, how to respond to the statement. We know that cut missing is a common one because we know that the mother language, I think the mother language people when in the daily activity, when they are talking or speaking with the parents or their children, and also the friends mostly use Javanese language, and also when they are in a formal context, Bahasa Indonesia will be used. So we know that, yeah, we can conclude that cut missing here is like, you know, it can inevitable because it is involved the mother tongue of the speaker. Maybe we can edit.
I think they use they what is it? They use code mixing because they mostly use code mixing in the communication because I think between Jombang and Surabaya is still in one province, which is Java. So I think they share the same culture, so they use whether Indonesia or Javanese in their conversation.
So yeah. So then maybe it is enough, right? Or maybe other want to add more or okay.
I think that's all.
Okay. Okay. The conclusion that code missing is common. Yeah, it's common used by the people who are a Japanese one, because Jombang and Surabaya have the same local language, so that they are sometimes or often maybe often is that including or involving the language of Japanese within the conversation. And also you know that the bahasa Indonesia is a more understandable language. So yeah, thank you so much for your time, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
See you next
Thank you, Dewi.
You're welcome. Good evening.